Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We got to add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the government has been getting bigger. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your weekly morning show where we bring you the latest in everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about how Bitcoin is rocketing back towards $100,000. Bitcoin hit $99,600 as an all-time high about a week ago, and now Bitcoin is on a massive uptrend, pushing itself back towards 100K. Currently, Bitcoin sits just above $98,000, and multiple other altcoins are going into major rallies as well. We saw that Bitcoin needed a corrective movement down to around $90,000 to $92,000. That happened. We saw that Bitcoin needed to build an ascending triangle pattern to push into the flat level of resistance at $100,000 so that we would have the momentum to break $100,000. That is now happening, and we've got every reason to believe that this bull market is going to continue after a major break above $100,000. Are we about to see a Black Friday breakout of 100K? We're going to be talking about that and more in today's episode of Coffee and Crypto Live. Welcome. If you are new here, my name is Jeb McAfee. I've been working in the cryptocurrency space for over 7 years now. And it has always been my dream to help you guys succeed financially. You see, when I was growing up, there was all kinds of confusion around how money works. And there was a lot of pain that came from that on every side. And I have watched, without getting into a bunch of specifics, I've watched untold hell be unleashed upon family, upon family, upon family that has not had their finances in order. The dad's a drunk and he spends all the money on alcohol. You got somebody, they're living in a house that they can't afford. They got 3 cars in the front yard. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous, right? We got so many people in America wondering, oh my goodness, why am I so stressed out? Oh my goodness, why do I keep yelling at my wife? Well, you know, you probably need to like chill out a little bit, but why am I doing this? Why am I acting this way? Why am I so stressed out in a basket case? Why do I turn into this kind of thing? I'll tell you why. First of all, you need to meet Jesus. Second of all, and one of the big reasons, not the number one reason, but one of the big reasons that I want to talk about here is that your money is jacked up. It is jacked up. Yes, that's the technical term. Go check our friends at Webster's. That's what it says. It's jacked up. Your life is screwed up because you have not put your finances in order. Today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about how to actually use our finances to generate wealth in a way that we enjoy them, in a way that honors God, in a way that is a blessing to our children and our spouse and our future selves. And we together are going to continue marching toward that promised land of financial sovereignty, that great destination in the distance that God outlined for us, that if we should just move in that direction, then we would finally have peace in one of the most significant areas of our life after our relationships, which is the material realm. I want you to have peace in that realm because it will wreck your relationships if you don't. And so we're going to continue talking about that today. Welcome to the stream, everybody who is in chat. Joe Bollier is here. Vitruvian Maniac is in chat. Cynthia Dizon is in chat. Queen's in chat. Grand Roofing Incorporated. Christopher Ryan's in chat. Jose Vega. Pew Pew Poom 2. Philly Skills 1428. Stephen Alexander's in chat. Happy Mac. Rolando Lima. TJ Montoya is in chat. I'm sorry. Abraham Lee's in chat. Flat Lover is in chat. Freddie's in chat. Thomas Okapal is in chat. JJ Dixon. Joseph Gonzalez. And yeah, a lot more. Welcome to the stream, everybody. If you're new here, I want to let you know we love you. We want to help you succeed. Hit that subscribe button. Check out the new content that is coming. Speaking of new content that is coming, this is the moment of truth. I've been very excited for this for a while. We are today going to be launching the Financial Sovereignty Academy. That's right. We are launching it right now. It is live. Links in the description box down below. We're going to be launching it in a pre-sale alpha state, which means it is still heavily under construction, but there are going to be 2 videos out there right now, and in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have another 4 videos coming out, and you guys are actually going to be able to see the bones of the curriculum as we continue to develop it. So make sure to check out the link in the description box down below. The Financial Sovereignty Academy is here. We've got a lot of work to do on it. As I said, we are in pre-sale. We are in an alpha state, but we are continually and disciplined and diligently working on FinSov Academy. So make sure to check it out with the link in the description box down below. You can read some about what you're going to learn, the course, our methodology. You can also see the curriculum outline. And I've gone in here and put all the different modules in here. And I've also gone ahead and uploaded the mainline video for week 1 and week 2. Mainline video, Forsake Foolishness, Declare War on Chaos, and Choose FinSov is here. It is launched. It's ready to watch. We've got our second mainline video, Scorched Earth Tactics, which is launched here in week 2. And you can also see several of the other videos that we have planned. Some of the videos are in post-production. For example, week 3 is in post. It'll be coming out relatively soon. Mainline video for the week 4 is in editing. Same thing for week 5 and week 6. Those are shot and edited. Week 7, 8, and 9 are being scripted. Are scripted. They're pending a shooting, so they'll probably be shot here in the next couple of days, the next week or so. And then also week 10 is planned. We've got an investing in cryptocurrency video that is in editing right now, and you can also see that we've got an update log down here that you guys can kind of check out once you get into the academy, where we're going to be showing you guys this is what we did over the last month or so. Every month or so, we're going to be adding new content. We're going to be putting new videos in. FinSov Academy is launching with 2 videos right now. It's going to end up going to probably dozens, if not over 100 videos, and there are community features coming, all kinds of cool stuff coming to help teach you guys about how to build wealth in the cryptocurrency space. So make sure you sign up with the link in the description box down below. But how's the pricing work right before we get into the analysis? FinSov Academy is $99 a year forever. I will never discount it because I've already discounted it. If I wanted to, we could sell this thing for $1,000. Now, it needs to get finished building before we would charge that, but we definitely could do that. It would definitely, absolutely be worth it. So we will never, ever discount that $99 price. Ever. That being said, the price will be increasing by at least 3% every year on January 15th of each year to account for inflation. And some years, if just a lot of content has gone in, it may even increase by more than that. So while you're not ever going to get a discount, because $99 is already a huge discount, because I want to make sure this is available to as many people as possible, you will be able to lock in $99 forever if you sign up before January 15th. So get the Financial Sovereignty Academy. The link's in the description box down below. Again, pre-sale, alpha state, a lot of development going on here. It's not done, but it's coming, and if you want to get in and get started watching some of that content, then you can do so with the link down below. But let's get started because we got a lot going on in Bitcoin. All right. Drum roll, please. Let's do it. Bitcoin is currently trading at $98,500. It has been going through a major rally over the last several days, and that's very exciting because we had this confirmed downtrend from Lux Algo, which pushed us all the way down here to about $90,648. Our original prediction was that Bitcoin would probably drop to about $90,000 or so. We built this uptrending level of support here, and we expected that Bitcoin would drop as far as this uptrending level of support, which had a bottom here around $89,500. Bitcoin didn't quite drop down there. We dropped down to about 90K. And as we talked about in the last couple of streams, mainly on Wednesday, because we weren't here for Turkey Day yesterday, we saw a buy signal come in right here. It was later confirmed by Trendcatcher. So on Wednesday, as we were wrapping up the stream, we were under quite a bit of confidence that we were going to see a confirmed buy signal coming on 4-hourly chart, and that we were going to see a rally back up towards all-time high. That was our final conclusion on the Wednesday stream. And so that's what we're seeing right now. We expected that Bitcoin would try to bounce all the way up to 100. We didn't quite know if it would make it all the way, but we were expecting that it would try to hit $100,000 soon. And so the buy signals come in, the trend catcher confirmation is here, and so that is very good news. Bitcoin has even broken through $98,000, which is a big level of resistance, and we are trading above 98 at 98,500 at the very moment. Right now, we are sitting basically right below the visible range volume profile point of control. That point of control right here can be seen with this red line. The VRVP shows us the amount of sell and buy activity that's taking place at different levels. Basically, it shows us the visible range, so we can see it, right? It's the visible range, that's what this is, volume profile. So how much volume was done, how much trading volume was done at each individual specific price level. And that gives us something called a point of control, which is the largest amount of trading volume. The largest amount of trading volume, in a sense, the most scorched battlefield, right? The area that the bulls and the bears have gone at it the most sits here at $98,500. If Bitcoin is able to break $98,500 over the next couple of days and the next couple of weeks, then what's going to, or excuse me, over the next couple of days, then what's going to happen is Bitcoin's going to rally back up to $100,000, testing it. And it very well may end up breaking through. What I think we're going to see happen here is twofold. Number one, either Bitcoin is going to build out this inverse head and shoulders pattern with a shoulder line, a neckline right there, which would give us a rally up towards 100K and even above. That'd give us a price target of 103, which would break us above $100,000. Or Bitcoin will ignore that inverse head and shoulders pattern, and Bitcoin will rally up to $100,000, have a small back test, and then build a cup and handle formation, which will look something like this. And then the cup and handle formation would give us an even larger price target, because we would draw our price target just as so. We would end up extrapolating here up to about $108,000, which was a next major level of resistance. Both scenarios break us above $100,000 and would likely send us into a major rally. And so that begs the question, are we going to be able to break $98,500? Well, let's look down here at the shorter term time frames so that we can get a perspective on that. Right now, the shorter term time frames are very, very bullish. We've got the buy signal here that is confirmed. We've got the MACD that is bullish. We've got RSI that is on a continual uptrend. No bearish excuse me, I take that back. Actually, there is one bearish divergence to speak of. We've got a bearish divergence right here. So that's something that we're going to have to consider, is that Bitcoin is currently dealing with a bit of a bearish divergence. I'm not sure if you can see that, but we've got a downtrending resistance line here on the RSI, and on the price action chart, we can see that there is an uptrending level of resistance. So Bitcoin really does need to break above 98.5, because that bearish RSI divergence would actually be attempting to hold us down. So that's going to be kind of the difficulty there, is can we break through 98.5? There's a lot of resistance there because it's the point of control, because it's a place where we had a great deal of trading, which is basically what the VRVP is showing. I mean, there's a lot of volume that took place up here between 98.5 and 100,000, between about 98 and 100,000. So it's going to be difficult for Bitcoin to break through that. But also, you've got that bearish RSI divergence showing up down on the hourly chart to complicate things as well. So I think we're going to need to look out a little bit further from the rest of the from the rest of Bitcoin to look at the rest of the cryptocurrency space to get some perspective on what's going to happen next. Something big, massive, I want to point out here. Bitcoin's market dominance is starting to go down. Bitcoin hit a high of 60.1% market dominance about 9 days ago. On the 20th of November, it has now dropped all the way down to 57. So we've hemorrhaged 3% market dominance. Where did it go? Well, a good bit of it actually went into Ethereum. Ethereum has gained over 1% market dominance in the last 9 days, going from 11.9% to 12.8%. Yesterday I was at 13%, so that was 1.1. Today it's 0.9. But that other category has gone from 28% to 30%. So the other category has gained 2% market dominance. What's going on there? Well, you've got a lot of big altcoins that are going through enormous rallies. XRP is just on a tear right now, up 17% in the last 24 hours. You've got Cardano rallying again, up 7% in the last 24 hours. We've got Stellar up 10% in the last 24 hours. We've got lots of cryptocurrencies that are up dramatically. HBAR up 12% in the last 24 hours. Bonk up 12% in the last 24 hours. Immutable X 13%. Algo, 30%, right? Some of these altcoins are doing exceptionally well, and they're kind of leaving Bitcoin behind. And the reason that that's so exciting, and boy, is that extremely exciting. The reason that's exciting is a little bit like this. Let's use an investment example. When the times are good, Bitcoin rallies a lot, and it saves. It saves its momentum. It puts some momentum in savings for when things are not so good. And it saves in the form of its market dominance. Bitcoin runs ahead of the altcoins. And so when it runs ahead of the altcoins, it ends up building the market dominance. Well, it's a little bit like if you drive a car very quickly, then you build up some momentum, and if you take your foot off the gas, you're still moving. So even if you take your foot off the gas for 30 seconds, but you're doing 90 miles an hour, you're still going 50 to 60 miles an hour. You still got some momentum, right? It's almost like in the summer, you save up. And then when the winter comes, you've got some emergency funds you can live on if, crap hits the fan. And so that's what Bitcoin does. It saves up its momentum for the entire cryptocurrency space. in the form of its market dominance. And so when Bitcoin hits a big level of resistance, which it is doing right now, it's struggling to get above 98.5. When Bitcoin hits a big level of resistance, it has built up so much market dominance that it can trade some of that market dominance for the continuation of the bull market, and it sheds some market dominance, and that momentum that Bitcoin held goes into the alts. And when that momentum that Bitcoin held goes into the alts, what happens there is that the altcoins start to rally and they start to excite things. But then what happens is Bitcoin gets too low on market dominance. Bitcoin starts to think, I don't like this. I'm getting left behind. And so it makes it easier for Bitcoin to break the resistance because relative to the rest of the space, now it's undervalued. And so it becomes an easier buy. It makes it easier for the bulls to buy Bitcoin because they say, wait a minute, everything else is moving except Bitcoin. Forget this resistance. I need to buy. It's going to break it soon, right? And so that's the psychology behind what the traders are thinking. And so with the altcoins moving right now, they are coming in to support Bitcoin. Bitcoin and the altcoins are a power couple, my friend. When one falls, the other one's there, right? And so that's what we have going on right now. Bitcoin's taking a breather, but the altcoins are starting to move. And so what does that tell us about $100,000? To stay on topic here, it tells us that $100,000 is not going to hold forever, because while Bitcoin has a massive level of resistance on its chart, many of these altcoins just plain and simply don't. So they're not going to stop moving anytime soon, which means they're going to run ahead of Bitcoin, which means Bitcoin's going to get left behind, which means people are going to say, oh man, if Bitcoin's getting left behind, I want to buy that. And then they buy it. And then it breaks the resistance. Look at Cardano here. Oh, Cardano's done so well on the monthly chart. Oh, it has. Oh, it's done phenomenally. Cardano's setting a new local high of $1.13. That's great. I love it. Building an inverse head and shoulders pattern here. You can see it on the line chart here on CoinMarketCap. Boom. Easy inverse head and shoulders pattern. You know, look at this. It's obvious. But guess what about Cardano? There's no obvious, discernible, massive level of resistance right above it. Why wouldn't Cardano break bullish out of this inverse head and shoulders pattern? There's nothing above it. There's no massive level of resistance to speak of. Any of the resistance that Cardano has above it to go to a buck 25 is years in the past. There is no major level of resistance. There are these levels of resistance back here at $1. Newsflash, Cardano's already above them. But by the way, they're 3 years ago at this point. Cardano's fine to keep moving. You look at other coins. Look at Solana. Solana retraced a little bit away from all-time high. I drew this in a coaching call, right? Or I might have done this on the stream, but I was doing some technical analysis in a coaching call with you guys. We very well could drop down to 200. We could drop down to 170 on Solana. But why does it need to stop? Solana's way more bullish this season than it was last season. It doesn't go down as much. It's got more development. It's got more build-out. It's got more institutional interest, not so much institutional adoption because it's not there yet. There's the prospect of a Solana ETF on the horizon. Of course, Solana's not going to stop at 258. It's going to break through that. And so the overarching idea here is that while Bitcoin is hitting its head on $100,000, the rest of the altcoins will continue to run. When the rest of the altcoins continue to run, Bitcoin gets left behind, which means that people say, I don't like that, and they buy Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin will continue to run as well, which means a break above $100,000 is likely coming soon, and it also means, based on what I'm seeing, that a break on a lot of big resistance levels for the altcoins are coming very, very soon. So what should we do about this? This is what I talk about in coaching with you guys all the time. I love sitting down and doing coaching with you guys. Had a couple of calls last week that were great. The big question that everybody's asking me right now is, how do I liquidate? How do I cycle out of my portfolio? So I want to spend a few minutes on that because it's a really good question. The way that we're going to cycle out of our portfolio is as such. We're going to pick a level, not a time, a level. Okay, not a time, a level. Now, you might say, I'm not going to start until such and such date. You might say, I'm not going to start liquidating until January 1 so that I don't have to pay the taxes for 16 months rather than for 4 months, right? You might do that. I understand that. But we're going to pick a level. We're going to say on Solana, we're going to do this. We're going to say at $300, 300 bucks, 300 smackaroons, above 300 smackaroons, we're going to sell 1% of our Solana every single week. This is just an idea. I'm giving you an idea here. I want you to make your own decisions, but this is kind of kind of an idea here, right? Above 375, let's say, we're going to sell 2%. So between $300 and 375, again, just dummy numbers, but they're not bad numbers, I wouldn't say. We're going to sell 1% a week. Between 375 and 425, we'll sell 2% a week of the portfolio. Above 425 to 475, we're going to sell 3% a week, etc. And you might think, Jeb, those numbers are too high. The market's not going to get there. You're going to end up holding a bag and you're not going to get it all liquidated. Okay, bring these numbers down. Oh, Jeb, it's going to go way higher than that. Bitcoin, Solana's going to go to $1,000. Okay, start those numbers higher than that. You know, if it's not going to go that high, then start the numbers lower. If it's going to go that high, start the numbers higher, whatever. But the point is you set a system, and what you do is you write it down in an Excel document. You say, in between this number and this number, every interval, we will liquidate this percentage. In between this number and this number, every interval, we will liquidate this percentage. Let me tell you why. Most of you guys have a cryptocurrency portfolio that is smaller than your annual income, which is fine, and I'm very proud of you for being in the cryptocurrency space, but I see a lot of people that spend more time working on the cryptocurrency portfolio than they do at work. My friends, a lot of times, you guys are making 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks an hour, and you're making $5 an hour meddling with the exact numbers in your crypto portfolio. That's stupid. If you're doing it because it's a hobby and it's fun, fine. But if you're sitting here pulling your hair out trying to make an extra 30 bucks on getting your Solana exit perfect, but you make $75 an hour because you're some banker or something, trader, then here's what's going on. You are making a bad trade for your money. You'd be better off washing cars than that if your portfolio is that size. Now, if you got a multi-million-dollar portfolio, then yeah, of course, I understand you being extremely meticulous, but tailor how picky you are with these numbers to how big the portfolio is and how much of a freaking difference it's going to make so you don't rob your family of your presence. Remember, we're helping the world solve their financial problems one family at a time. Your finances are supposed to serve your family. All right, so we're going to build a system and we're going to run it. Let's say Solana does this. It goes just like this. Right here, we're liquidating 1%. Every week, we're liquidating 1%. We're liquidating 1%. We're liquidating 1%. We're liquidating 1%. We're liquidating 2%. We're liquidating 2%. We're liquidating 2%. We're liquidating 3%. Oh, now we're liquidating 2%. Oh, now we're liquidating 3%. We're liquidating 3%. We go up here. Okay, we're liquidating 4% because we probably do 4% above this, right? Build a system and run it. I think a good place to start is 1% a week, but start somewhere. Start liquidating after you get to a certain place. I've also heard people say that, hey, after we get to this level, I'm up 400%. I'm going to yank the principal out, and then I'm going to do this. Fine. Go for it. That's fine. The point is you need to have a system of how you liquidate these things because there are gains coming, and I want you to be able to actually take advantage of those. So that's a bit of our teaching on how to actually liquidate that. We'll be teaching more on that in the Financial Sovereignty Academy as we teach on investment in cryptocurrency because, by the way, CT2A is also going to be getting more updates. We're actually going to be developing that pretty hardcore again, but the way that we manage our cryptocurrency investments, that will be home in Financial Sovereignty Academy because that's actual investment strategy. So we're going to be talking about all of that in the FinSov Academy over in FSA, and we'll be continuing to teach about the technical analysis in CT2A. So make sure that you stay tuned for those things. But here's the point, and here's the big point that I want to hammer home today. Bitcoin is approaching $100,000. It might not break it this time. It may not. It very well may not. We talked about how it may take a lot longer for Bitcoin to break 100K. It might need to trade sideways here for the next several weeks. We might need to drop down to $75,000, guys, and then break it. We don't know. I mean, the fact of the matter is there was only a 9% drop. That's not a very big drop. If Bitcoin does break through up to above $100,000 right now without a bigger, more prolonged drop, then Bitcoin is in position to get eviscerated the next time we do go through a corrective movement, and we could flash crash way below 100K. Make no mistake, if we break above $100,000, that doesn't mean we're not ever coming back below it. Okay, don't think, okay, we're never going to see 80 again. No, we probably will. So instead of worrying so much about what exactly the market's going to do, be opportunistic. Stop telling the market what to do. Let the market tell you what it's doing. The market says, I'm up today. Okay, fine. I'm not going to put any extra in. I'm just going to let my dollar cost average run. Okay, the market says, I'm at 125. You're like, okay, actually, I'm planning on liquidating a little bit of Bitcoin up here. I'm going to hold one Bitcoin. I'm going to sell half a Bitcoin, whatever. I'm going to liquidate some of it above $125,000. Let's say Bitcoin drops down to $80,000. You say, okay, thank you, market, for telling me what you're doing. I've got some cash. I'm going to deploy some cash because I think it's undervalued. If it's massively overvalued and your plan is to take profits out of that position, then take profits. If it is just kind of right along in the middle, then maybe you continue dollar cost averaging or you've paused, either one. If it's majorly undervalued, then you just buy more. Right? When 2008 comes along, if you've got cash, you dump it into real estate, you dump it into the stock market. You know why? Because 10 years later, you're up 10x. That's a pretty good return for traditional assets. And so that's what we're doing with Bitcoin. We're tracking it, and we want to know what it's doing, especially so we know when to take those profits. But the most important thing is that we are having a disciplined and consistent acquisition strategy for putting wealth into Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space, into the stock market, into paying off our house, into all these different avenues, all these different ventures that are going to help us to succeed financially. Now, let's read a little bit of chat. Really appreciate all of you guys for being here. Jeb looks like he's on the way to a middle school dance. I didn't go to my middle school dance. They had a dance in middle school. Man, I would have tore it up. Everybody would have been laughing. I'm a comedian, all right? Everybody's laughing at me. Oh, wait, they're laughing at me? I thought they were laughing with me, right? No. Vitruvian Maniacs in chat. Rolando Lima's in chat. Say, good morning, Jeb and Sarah. Good morning to you as well. Freddie said, good morning, Jeb from Tampa, Florida. Shout out to Tampa. We go down there quite a bit. We were actually just at Busch Gardens last 2 weekends, actually. I bought the family some annual passes to Busch Gardens. Debt-free and stress-free is a good life. There you go, Grand Roofing Incorporated. Love to see it. Life-changing seeds planted. I'm like a month or so into the channel. Welcome. Appreciate it, Vitruvian Maniac. Good to see you. I thought you'd been here for more than a month. I've seen you around for a little longer than that. Excited about the Academy. Thank you very much. I am too. Like I said, guys, we were planning on launching it with all 10 of the mainline videos, and then there's obviously going to be like 50 other videos that'll go in there. But we said to ourselves, we're like, this thing just needs to go out. We just need to launch it. We need to put it out there. Get people signing up for it. Say, we've got this coming out at this time. We got this coming out at this time. We've got a bunch of videos that are being edited. We've got several videos more that are scripted that just need to be shot. So more content is coming fast. A lot of it's already very much in production. Again, you can see over there in FinSov Academy which ones of the videos are scripted, which ones of them are planned. You can also see my biography here as well. You can see the pricing plan, but you can see the different videos that are planned. There's going to be more videos that coming in here that are planned. Basically, the way this is going to work, each week there's going to be a mainline video. So if you just want to watch through the course on the mainline content, there's going to be one video for each step of the financial sovereignty way for each week. So the mainline video, forsake foolishness, declare war on chaos, choose FinSov's here. Then we've got scorched earth tactics. Then we have maintain a written plan for your money. Then we've got save a $2,500 starter emergency fund. Then we've got declare war on debt. Then we've got save a fully funded 3 to 6 month emergency fund. All those videos are shot. They just need to be edited. Invest 15% of household income for retirement is scripted. Pay off your house earlier is scripted. Invest for extra wealth generation is scripted. Investing in cryptocurrency is actually already scripted and editing. So that's in editing right now. Then we've got our mainline video of live FinSov, give massively, invest wisely, and live joyfully down here. And then we've also got an update log down here that I think you guys will like. That'll kind of go over everything. I'll probably show you that in a second. But the idea is you can watch those 10 videos and that will give you everything that you need for following the financial sovereignty way. And then under them are going to be a bunch of other supporting pieces of content. So for example, we're going to have content on how to optimize taxes. We're going to have content on how to pick the right insurances to make sure you're safe. We're going to have content on how to dollar cost average in and out of cryptocurrencies, which we've got a video on that's in editing right now. We're going to have content on how to invest in real estate. You're going to see some of my personal strategies on what we do to build wealth. We're going to show you exactly how to build budgets. We're going to show you how to tackle your debt. So anywhere that you are in the wealth building journey, let's say you already have no debt, you're on a budget, you're a multimillionaire, then you're going to probably just skip straight down to those later parts of the content. If you're right there in the beginning, you're like, man, I ain't got 2 nickels to rub together, man. I'd at least have some heat if I could do this, right? Then you're going to be going through the step 1 first, right? So that you can, forsake the foolishness and declare war on the chaos. So that's going to be very exciting for you guys. So a lot of content coming. Cannot stress enough. There's so much to come. I will go ahead and show you guys the change log, which normally would only be able to be seen by the the patch notes, which normally would only be able to be seen by the people that are actually in the course, but I'll go ahead and read it here. The patch notes for 11/30/24. Financial Sovereignty Academy FSA is launched in pre-sale alpha state. FSA has 10 modules added, 1 for each step of the financial sovereignty way. FSA has 2 video lessons uploaded week 1 and week 2. FSA is currently producing 4 videos, week 3 to 6, the FinSov way, to be uploaded to FSA within the coming weeks. FSA is currently preparing to shoot 3 videos, week 7 to 9, of the financial sovereignty way, to be uploaded to FSA within the coming months. FSA announces over 2 dozen planned videos uploaded to the Academy to be developed and launched in future updates. FSA announces community features and group training sessions to come in a future iteration of Financial Sovereignty Academy that includes community features, so that will be on the horizon. Stay tuned for that. FSA has hired Sarah McAfee, my wife, as the operations manager of the company and a new editor to assist in the development of the Academy and is looking to continue the expansion of the workforce behind the development of the Academy. FSA has decided to seek assistance in the development of a brand to polish the aesthetic of the Academy. If you haven't noticed, it doesn't look as good as I would like it to. It's not quite up to the standard of us, but again, we are in a pre-sale and alpha state, so we have what we have right now. FSA is excited to enter into the financial education space, and we will work hard to advance the Academy's mission to help solve the world's financial problems one family at a time. Those are the current day's patch notes of 11/29/2024. So, very exciting stuff. Let's read a little bit of chat, and then we're going to get back into some analysis. Welcome, everybody, to the stream. Emmanuel Davila said, I'm so proud of you, Jeb. Thank you. I appreciate it. Quixotic Notion said, good morning, boss man Jeb. Little late, but I'm here. Good to see you. Emmanuel Davila said, are you wearing pants, Jeb? I am indeed wearing pants. I am wearing pants. Yes, I've got some jeans on. I don't know if you can see them. Looking pretty spiffy, if I do say so myself. No, I'm just kidding. I love this coat. Love this jacket. All right. Sarah, amen. Chris, amen. Yep, Jesus is Lord, amen. That's right. All right, let's read a little bit more chat, and then we're going to continue along here. Rick4962 donated $100. Thank you so much, Rick. Thank you so much for that continued support over the years. Really appreciate that. Said prayers for you and family. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. 1980, Davidson, I think it said. Let me see. My screen moved. 1980. Dave Thomas says, shout out from Gatlinburg. I was born in Gatlinburg. Shout out to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. They used to call me Jared Webb McAfee from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. They don't call me that anymore because I live in Florida, but now I'm just a Florida man. I ride alligators on the weekend, if you didn't know that. Yeah. You think it's funny, but I have caught an alligator before. Let's see. I'm not kidding. As a non-believer, Jeb always preaching about Christ is always fun listening to. Yeah, I mean, we love Jesus. He taught us everything I know. I mean, it almost brought me to tears this morning talking about launching Fence Off Academy. Like, why am I the one that gets to do this? This is so amazing that I get to be in this seat. I'm so incredibly blessed to be here to explain to you guys all of this. All right, let's keep it moving, guys. Got a lot more to talk about. Bitcoin is... I just want to go over a few of the reasons why I think that Bitcoin's not done and where I think Bitcoin's going, because that's a big topic right now that a lot of people are talking about. Has Bitcoin already done everything it's going to? Has this parabolic rally already kind of finished its movement? I don't think so. I don't think Bitcoin is done here. I do think it needs a correction. I do think it's very overdue for a correction, but I don't think we're done here. And I do think that this cycle, we're going to see Bitcoin go to at least $125,000. I almost said $125. I wish Bitcoin would go to $125. Well, don't you? I believe that Bitcoin's going to go to at least $125,000. And I also believe that it's going to go to up to $150,000. There are people that are making predictions as high as, say, 200 to 250. While I believe that is possible, and I do want to stress that, I do think it's possible, I don't want to get that ahead of ourselves. What I do think is that Bitcoin is going to likely be able to go to between $125,000 to $150,000 right around the first week of December of 2025, unless... Much better. Thank you. Lost your audio there for a second. What I was saying is that Bitcoin is much more likely to be able to go to about $125,000 to $150,000 sometime in December of next year, unless Bitcoin ends up having an accelerated cycle, which is something that could very well happen if Bitcoin does not manage to have a big corrective movement and kind of drag this out. There is a very high possibility of there being an accelerated cycle. People are talking about, April, May, June next year, sometime around there, we could have all-time high be hit. And I think there is some credence to that. And part of the reason I think there is credence to that theory is that while Bitcoin did technically hit the all-time high here about 400 days after the election, don't forget that we actually basically hit all-time high a lot earlier. Now, we're almost working on the exact same months here. So we saw an all-time high hit here in April. Right? We could see the very same thing happen this cycle. We could see the exact same thing occur this cycle that we saw last cycle, where in April, May, we see an all-time high. Then we see a massive correction. I mean, we could easily, by April and May, rally up to $130,000, $140,000, then crash all the way down to like 80, and then rally up to 150. That is absolutely in the realm of possibility. Could totally happen. And while doing that, you would also see a big altcoin rally kind of going on more slow and steady in the behind the scenes. That's what we saw happen with here with the altcoins in the last cycle, right? If we look at Ethereum over US dollars and we compare it, what you're going to see here is that Ethereum for the most part lagged behind Bitcoin. It ended up going to a formal all-time high right around the same time Bitcoin did, but it did not get to a massive all-time high when the first all-time high was hit on Bitcoin at $65,000. No, instead, it ended up taking its sweet time. It took a while for Ethereum to rally all the way up to its all-time high, its eventual all-time high of $50,000 on about November the 10th or so. I almost said of last year. It wasn't last year. It's been a while of 2021. And so something similar may happen here between Bitcoin and the altcoins. Bitcoin's running massively ahead right now. It is rallying much faster than Ethereum. And so it is possible that Bitcoin goes to a big all-time high, has a massive correction, drops 40% or something, and then ends up going through another rally that leads it almost back up to all-time high. So make sure to just be aware of that. Just make sure to be aware of that. If Bitcoin does go up to 125, 135, 145, 150, then be in preparation to begin liquidating some of your altcoin positions or Bitcoin if you're planning on selling it. And I think the altcoins are going to do the same. So let's talk a little bit about what we want to sell, because this is another conversation that I have with people in our coaching calls all the time. And one of the reasons I love coaching, because it's not like it makes that much money, but the reason that I love doing coaching with you guys is because I get to understand you guys more. That's really what it's in it for me with the coaching, is like I get to understand you guys. And I love that. That is so much fun because I get insight on, well, if the last 5 people I coach are thinking this, then the rest of the audience probably thinking that too. And what you guys seem to be thinking from the coaching that I've been doing lately is well, nobody actually really comes to me and asks me this question, but I asked them this question and they're always glad I did. What part of the portfolio are you wanting to sell this cycle? And what part of the portfolio are you wanting to hold indefinitely? Because before we start talking about liquidation strategies, we've got to separate those two. We've got to say, we're going to hold this Bitcoin forever. Maybe you've got, I just had a coaching call recently. The guy's got about a $250,000 portfolio. He's got 1.5 Bitcoin. He's probably watching, so hi. But we always keep everything anonymous, so I won't say the name. But got 1.5 Bitcoin, got a bunch of other altcoins, about 100K worth of altcoins. So we need to separate out. I'm like, okay, do you want to hold any of that Bitcoin long term, or are you planning on selling all of it this cycle? If you're planning on selling all of it this cycle, that's fine. But knowing you're very wealthy, you probably want to hold on to some of that Bitcoin for the long term. So do you or don't you? And so he ended up coming to the conclusion, I want to hold on to 1 Bitcoin. All right, cool. So we've got about a third of a Bitcoin that we're going to sell along with the altcoins in this cycle. So we need to separate those. We need to put them in 2 different accounts. We need to think about them totally differently. We've got 3 major accounts. We've got a trading account. Don't trade with your medium and long-term investments. Medium term being for this cycle, long term being for the next 10 years. Don't trade with those. If you want to trade, open a trading account. Keep them separate, right? Stay in your lane. Altcoins, cryptocurrencies. Don't invest your trading account, and also don't invest for the long term your trading account. But we need to separate them. So we're not trading with our investments. That's a separate thing. Put it on a different exchange. Put your trades over on Blowfin. We love Blowfin. They're great. Put your investments over on Uphold. 2 different accounts, 2 different exchanges tailored to 2 different things. Trading, investing, right? You can trade on Uphold, but they're really geared towards being kind of that hub where you're doing this stuff, right? And so if we are going to, then we need to further delineate. We've got altcoins. We've got cryptocurrencies that we're going to sell in the next 12 months. But we've also got some coins that we're going to sell in the next 10 years, like 10 years out. So we need to separate those so that we're only talking about the coins that we're going to sell this cycle. For us, here's the delineation between our long-term and our medium-term investments. We are not selling any, at least we don't plan on at the moment, selling any of our Bitcoin or our Ethereum. We will, however, be selling most, if not all, of our altcoin positions. Now, if ETFs come online for Solana or Cardano, that may change things a little bit, or even XRP, because we hold all 3 of them. But generally speaking, our plan is to sell all of that, reinvest it into either real estate, the stock market, or a mix of the 2, or even back into cryptocurrency, to be honest. And so we have kind of separated that out. So in your portfolio, when you're talking about liquidation, you need to separate out how much you're planning on selling this cycle versus how much you're planning on selling in the long run. And don't do your profit calculation based on selling something you're going to hold for 10 years now, because you're not going to sell it yet. So you got to set that up in your portfolio allocation. So that's a big piece of advice I would give you guys. I mean, that is advice, right? It's to make sure you know what you're talking about. What are we selling? And get that clear and get that straight. All right, cool. Yeah, so let's kind of just look at the chart here. I want to point out Lux Algo a little bit more, guys. Lux Algo, by the way, if you don't already know, there's a gigantic sale going on. I mean, this is just Lux Algo. They show up and they show out every single Black Friday. There's always something crazy going on Lux Algo Black Friday deal. You can see that right now you can get 65% off the ultimate plan on Lux Algo for the first year. Incredible deal. Massive deal. You get all 3 backtester strategy scripts, and you get the AI backtesting assistant product for 65% off. Why is that important? The Lux Algo system for backtesting is amazing. You can come in here, come to invite only. We've got the different backtesters here. There's 3 of them, right? 3 of them here. Let's do S&O. Let's look at S&O for a second here. This is going to show, I'm not going to get into a bunch of details on this, but this is going to show you how much profit you would have made with how many trades you would have made at a certain sensitivity over the last amount of time. It shows you the profit factor, 1.622. It shows you all kinds of data up here to show you exactly how much you would have made if you had have followed Lux Algo. So here, for example, this is what it considers to be the most profitable setup. Down here, you can hover over this, and it'll show you what this would have done, right? Right, you see that? So Lux Algo here, you can set the sensitivity. So you just come in here to Lux Algo, come in here, plug in the sensitivity. Now, TradingView is giving me trouble, but you'd plug in the sensitivity and you change it. You can see the win rate here. You can see the net profit. You can see how many trades it executed. And you can see here, based on this, what it's telling you to do. It's telling you to go into a long here, for example. It's telling you to go into a short there. Like, that was a bad short trade, so that was a losing trade. But this was a winning, that was a winning long trade. That was a winning long trade. But, of course, this needs to be adjusted, right? So what Lux Algo is going to do here is it will use this backtester to optimize Lux Algo itself to fit this chart so that in the future you will be able to be as profitable as possible. And you really can just kind of set it and forget it. You should manage it, but if you just let Lux Algo and the backtesting and the AI assistant do their job, honestly, it works like a trading bot that's going to help you win trades. And you should look at it and, like, you know, adjust things based on your own technical analysis and your own trading knowledge, but you really can get away with just using Lux Algo. So make sure you sign up for Lux Algo, the ultimate plan. It's incredible. This is the best backtester in the entire game. If you know anything about trading and using backtesting, people spend hundreds of hours backtesting, because what happens is you got to go and set every single setting, then you've got to run it for, I don't know, the last year or however long you want to do to get a good amount of data, and then you've got to compare hundreds of different setups. It is an incredibly taxing methodology for backtesting is, and so if it can be automated with artificial intelligence, that's like the prime usage of artificial intelligence. So Lux Algo bringing online AI to get this stuff under control so that you can actually backtest. Incredible product. Make sure you sign up for Lux Algo with link in the description box down below. Of course, you're also going to be getting access to the mainline indicators that we use all the time. And by the way, there's also like 20 other indicators in here that I don't show very often that are also all fantastic. So make sure to sign up for Lux Algo. That deal is not going to be beat anytime soon. Best paid indicator on the market. If you're a trader, it's a no-brainer. If you don't have it, I don't know what you're doing. Get professional. Get Lux Algo. Boom. That's a slogan right there. All right. One House Production said, hit the likes. It's free and helps Jeb's content find more people. Hashtag FinSoft. Thank you so much. I agree. 250K is possible next cycle if the current financial system still exists. Absolutely it is. Jeb got the drip on for this day. Yeah, we're launching an academy. We got to do it. One's in chat if you want me to dress like this every day, because I can. I like the suit and tie look, or the suit and just casual suit look. Suit look. We can speak here. It's not like it's my job or anything. I tell people all the time, I'm in the perfect job. I get to talk for a living. Which, if you know anything about me, you know that is the perfect place for me to be, because I have been known to run my mouth and run my mouth and run my mouth. And is your refrigerator running? Well, so is my mouth, you know. Oh, man. Why would ETF and ADA, Solana, or XRP change your strategy? Mainly because if they become institutionally adopted, they're probably going to freaking moonshot, and I'd probably hold them for longer. Good question, Nasir. That I would potentially be willing to roll them into a longer-term strategy if they get an ETF. Because it's not just about the tech. Remember, capitalism is not just about technology. It's about adoption. It's about adoption. And so if an ETF comes online and people are actually buying it, then that means that there is formal adoption taking place there. Let's keep moving right along here. Moving right along here. Hope you guys are enjoying today's stream. One, loving the jacket. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, make sure, if you have not already, make sure to go ahead and check out the Financial Sovereignty Academy. It is launching. More videos coming all the time for it. I will go ahead and show you that the link is in the description box down below. It is the first link in the description. You can see it right here. Sign up for the Financial Sovereignty Academy pre-sale and start your journey towards financial prosperity. The link is right there. And if we go ahead and head on over there, you're definitely not going to want to miss out on what we're going to be teaching over here in the Financial Sovereignty Academy. We've got a lot of content that's on its way here. Again, obviously, this is a pre-sale state, but we've got it live. It is here, and I want to give you guys early access to this. So make sure you sign up, get started building your wealth in cryptocurrency. I'm going to teach you everything that you need to know to build wealth the financially sovereign way. Everything from paying off debt to budgeting to the more advanced concepts of how we invest in cryptocurrency, how we invest in real estate, how we do estate planning, how we pick insurances, how we do our taxes, all that stuff, all those things that have been confusing you for a long time. All of it's coming. We're developing all of it right now. So it's on its way. A lot of exciting things going on here for Financial Sovereignty Academy. Make sure to check it out. Link is down below. A lot of work going into that. It's been the brainchild for the last several years, and it is in active development right now. Jeb, are you optimistic about the current financial system? Yeah, I don't think it's really going anywhere. You know, people think, oh my goodness, the financial system's going to collapse. No, it's not. People aren't going to stop getting mortgages. People aren't going to stop using banks. People aren't going to stop. People aren't going to stop investing in the stock market. The stocks are not going to disappear. That's not going anywhere. Now, it might be very heavily disrupted by cryptocurrencies, and I hope it is. Right? The banks are going to get very heavily disrupted by what XRP is doing, by what Bitcoin's doing, by what a lot of different cryptocurrencies are doing. A lot of disruption coming. Totally. Is it going to collapse and burn? No, because if it did, it would be the end of human civilization. If you collapse the financial system, then all of a sudden people that make food don't get paid and they don't go to work anymore and we all starve to death. So no, it's not going to just disappear. That is nonsense that has been peddled by the cryptocurrency space for a long time. I'm a member of the crypto space. I know all the crypto guys. I love all of them. That's a hoka-hooey. That's what that is, right? What is going to happen is it's going to change. Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency decentralized financial system is going to come in as a competitor. And it's going to finally force the traditional financial system to evolve rather than sitting in the ivory tower milking everyone dry. Again, Proverbs 22:7. The rich rule over the poor and the borrower is slave to the lender. Oh my goodness, Jeb, I took out this loan. I got this duplex, this cash flowing this, it's covering my mortgage. Yeah, but guess what? The bank's the one getting rich, not you. Because they're making more money every month off that deal than you are. But Jeb, I'm cash flowing $200. Yeah, but they're making $1,100 every month of interest off of you, you fool. Hello? The banks are rich. Why? Because they're the ones that loan the money. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. There is a connection there. Essentially, if you're the lender, you're the rich person in the equation. If you're the borrower, you are the slave, and you're the poor person in that equation. Oh, but Jeb, I'm making $200 a month. You don't understand. Yeah, but the bank's making $1,100. You'd be better off being a banker. If you're ever going to do real estate using debt, you'd be better off being the banker than the actual real estate investor. Every time. If you had access to the returns. That's why the banks have more money than the people that have real estate portfolios. Oh, but what about this guy? What about that guy in Tampa? What about Cardone? What about Kiyosaki? They got $1 billion in debt. They're super rich. Yeah, they are, but they're borrowing from people 100 times richer than them. Oh, but he's got a G-Fit. He's got a G. He's got a jet. Good for him. They got a fleet of them. The rich rules over the poor and the borrower is slave to the lender. It's the Bible. And argue with it if you want, but God don't change. Bump that, Can you tell it annoys me? So here's what Bitcoin is going to do. Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space are going to be able to come in to the traditional financial system and give it a run for its money. And give us the ability to participate in the banker side of the equation. Because I don't like debt. I don't loan money. I don't borrow money. But most people do. And so DeFi allows you to come in and be the banker, to be the one to loan the money. Which means you're the one that actually gets to build the wealth rather than the bank. And I love that. I am less against that than I am against a big central bank, you borrowing money from that. There is no bank of crypto. There are people in crypto that loan their own cold hard cash out in DeFi. So they're the ones making the money. It decentralizes the wealth, and it is a direct assault on the ivory towers that the bankers live in. And for that reason, it will massively disrupt the current financial system. Is it going to destroy it? No. Is it going to radically change it? Yeah, definitely. Bob Riley said, Jeb, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Next year, what percentage of your portfolio will you not sell? We're not going to be selling our Bitcoin or our Ethereum, which makes up well over half of our portfolio. Been holding it for the long term, not selling it anytime soon. All right. Hogahui agreed. Yep, that's right. You remind me of Ned Flanders in the best way. Oh, thank you. Country dies in less than 300 years when its currency is lost. Yeah, I mean, that's what we've seen in history time and time again. And yet the United States is on a collision course with freaking disaster if it keeps this path. And there are people that are in power now after the election that realize that. You know, Elon Musk talks a lot about how, you know, government spending causes inflation. Talks about, which is true, talks about how, you know, we cannot sustain this or it will lead the country into bankruptcy. Like, oh my gosh, the United States can go bankrupt? Yeah, it can. So could Rome. Oh, Rome couldn't go bankrupt. Nah, Rome couldn't go bankrupt. We got the Colosseum, man. We got the gladiators. We got the legions, but everybody's getting lazy. Everybody's like, we don't need to fight off these invaders. Let's just let them in. We'll just debase the currency. We'll just take the copper. We'll just take the silver and the gold and the copper out of the currency. We'll just debase it. We'll just add copper, take the silver and gold out. We'll just debase the currency. We'll just cut it to the point where it's a fiat currency. We will get complacent. We will have such good times that the men lose their ability to fight, and they don't want to. They'd rather sit there in their lavish, hedonistic bullcrap than go out and defend the nation. And guess what? Rome falls. Same thing will happen to America unless the men up and start acting like men and take care of what needs to be taken care of and put crap in order, as is our job, and take care of the women and the children and the other people that can't take care of them, that can't fend for themselves, that can't defend themselves. I'm not saying women and children can't defend themselves. Children can't. I'm not saying women can't. But unless the men stand up and say, no, this country is going to be run the way that God intended it, then it will fly off a freaking cliff. And so I appreciate that cryptocurrency is launching a direct, all-out, full frontal assault on the traditional financial system because it does need to be changed. It does need to be changed. Dramatically, it needs to be changed. And crypto will help with that. Decentralized home loans would be really interesting. Imagine loaning to somebody buying in your neighborhood and you collecting the interest and put that back into your home to help the neighborhood. Yeah, right. It is very interesting what's going to be able to happen with DeFi. We're still 50 years out probably from full-scale adoption of it. But anyway, guys, big announcements. Make sure to sign up for Nord and Uphold. By the way, both of those products are doing really great. NordVPN is having a Black Friday sale that is ending today. Go to nordvpn.com/Jeb if you haven't already. You're going to get a big deal. Last day's today, obviously, because today's Black Friday. But you're going to be able to get the first 28 months for only $91.53. That is unbeatable. You cannot beat that. NordVPN, you cannot beat that. That is a great deal. So make sure you sign up with the link in the description box down below. It's a great NordVPN deal. Also, make sure to sign up for Lux Algo. 65% off Ultimate for the first year. Big deal. You're gonna get all the indicators, but you're also going to be getting access to the backtesting and the AI assistant products. It's only like $40 more than the premium. So go for Ultimate. Get Ultimate. Get access to those backtesting features, because if you win one trade with it, it's going to make back the entire year subscription cost of Lux Algo. And also, guys, of course, make sure to sign up for the Financial Sovereignty Academy if you have not already, because the link is in the description box down below. And I'm very excited to see what we are all going to be able to do there as a team together. Sorry, my having a bit of an issue here with my browser. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. If you have not, make sure to hit that dislike button and tell me why. If you enjoyed today's stream, make sure to drop a 1 in chat and tell us exactly what we're doing right, what we can change. Give us any feedback that you have. We love to see you guys here in chat, and hope you guys do continue to succeed here in the cryptocurrency space. Looking forward to seeing how you guys perform here in crypto, how the next year looks for all of you guys. And we are going to go ahead and wrap it out. Before I go, though, guys, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good